HKIR week may be over. We're back at Happy Valley on a Wednesday night for a 9-race programme and 2 feature races as well, including a new race, the Swedish Cup Class 4 over the 1,200 metres. Plenty to get through. We've got it all covered here. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined here in the studio by Paul Lally, our former race caller Tom Wood as well. And Tom, massive weekend. Big day for Japan as well. It
was, Andrew, with Winbright winning. He was terrific, so he's 2 from 2 here, and it didn't stop there for the Japanese with Glory Vase, of course, winning for Joe Moreira. Beat the clock, he was awesome as well, and it was just an all-out great day. And Admire Mars in the mile, some great racing, and there was some great racing on the undercard as well with more than this is super win in the last.
It was amazing. We'll look at the races in a second or so, Paul, but looking ahead to Happy Valley, some interesting first starters. Jackpot-wise, do we have anything?
No, we don't. There's no jackpots to speak of, but plenty of good bidding opportunities, like the day after the wedding, isn't it? Everyone can get together and a bit more relaxed and with great fun, and some really good racing after the high pressure of Sha Tin. And look, there's a couple of odds-ons already, or there's one in the first anyway.
All right, that's for John Size. Joe Moreira had a fantastic day, of course, which we'll look back on first with our racing review from the action at Sha Tin on Sunday. All right, we'll rattle through them in race court order, I suppose, the best way to go. Paul, starting off with the Vase, Exultant back to defend his crown. Looked tough for him from the outside gate, and that's how it proved.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? He just sort of tired late, didn't he? And it was Japan, a perfect run from Glory Vase. Another really good ride from Joe Moreira. He did say during the week, he said the horse gave him a winning feeling, and he was spot on, and the horse won really impressively.
Yeah, it was within 2/10 of the track record as well. They didn't hang about. The sprint was all about Athero, really, wasn't he? Could he match up? And he nearly did. Yep,
he nearly did. Just rolled over the final stages. It's since come out that in the last sort of 24 hours he's been found to have a fever, so there might have been the odd excuse there for Athero, but beat the clock. What more can you say about him? He's just so consistent, never been out of the top 3, and John Size, he was certainly humbled by his victory.
Yeah, and John had the 1-2 as well with King Promenade seconds. The first 2 Group 1s go to Joe. He had Waikuku then in the mile, of course, along with Beauty Generation looking for the 3-peat.
Yeah, and unfortunately for both of them was Japan once again, wasn't it? And Maya Mars was probably one of the... I mean, Indy Champ was the one that was talked up quite a lot, but Maya Mars managed to get the right run and win the race. I think Indy Champ had no luck in the running whatsoever, and Beauty Generation, you know, he was there and still ran a really nice race for 3rd, but he's just not quite there, is he?
Top of the straight, Zach was still travelling. I thought, here we go, it's back on, but yeah, unfortunately the kick wasn't there, as it has been in the past. Now that is on to the Cup, Tom, and smaller field, but Japan once more.
Yeah, they did. Winbright prevailing here for the second time. He was super over the concluding stages for Masami Matsuoka, who did a great job with the interview there as well, Andrew.
His English has got better since April. My Japanese hasn't. But
Rise High, he was gallant in defeat. I thought he probably had his chance. He loomed up like he was going to win the race, but just the potent Japanese horse, too good again.
Yeah, Magic Wand, you'd say, not unlucky, well, maybe a bit unlucky, but what a mare she was. Now, the ratings, we normally look at the ratings rises, but Beauty Generation has actually been dropped a couple of points down to still a very high 134. Beat the clock stays on his mark. Paul, leaves the other winners on the undercard.
Yeah, more than this that was the win of the day, I thought, coming 3 wide from the back and hitting the line and winning really nicely. Beauty Applause won again, and Star Yunlong, look, he was doing a few things wrong earlier on in his career, but the pennies definitely dropped for him now.
Yeah, he won impressively, and Easy Go, Easy Win was a well-backed winner earlier on the day as well. All right, they were the big winners on the programme. Let's see if we can find you some more, though, with our horses to follow. Lots to choose from, I'd say, Paul.
Yeah, there was plenty. So I've gone for one of the undercards. I'm not going for one of the Japanese. I'm going to go for Be Ready. You can see him in the orange there. He's only had this was his 2nd start, and he took a little while to get through that gap. But once he got through the gap, he finished a really nice close-up 4th. I think a win from him looks really close. He looked a little bit unlucky on his debut run. He did get his chance here, but now he's had 2 runs now, and I think he looks like a really nice horse, and it was a good run from him, and he ended up hitting the line strongly. So 1,200, even up to 14, I think won't be bad for him.
Yeah, that was Beauty Applause, and Douglas White's first starter as well, running well in that race too. What do you find for us? So you're going back a week, Tom?
Yeah, I am. There was a couple I liked in those other races there at Sha Tin, but I've decided to go back to Happy Valley for Amazing Kiwi. This was him running, I'm not not just because of his name. He was running second here to Dancing Fight. I thought it was a really good run. He was pretty much up on the pace throughout. He brought some OK form from Australia. He'd been able to win at Gosford and also Echuca, so provincial and country form there, but I thought he stayed on well enough on debut.
Yeah, super run from Dancing Fighter, super ride from Joe as well. Back to Sunday for me in the last race as well, so we get to take in more than this here, who's stone last, they swing for home. This is an amazing run. Keep an eye on him tracking the Coney Express. The horse in the green jacket that doesn't get any luck here at all. Amazing beats. Now, he was a Godolphin horse out of Australia with James Cummings. Won the Tasmanian Derby, in actual fact. Just keep your eye on that horse in the blue jacket, the white greyish sleeves as well. Super Oasis, who was absolutely swinging off him, Zach was, and just sort of maybe fitness might have just taken its toll in the closing stages. But amazing beats, maybe slightly less obvious than Super Oasis, and I think both of them actually will be on the Derby trail going forward.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Super Oasis there. He looked like he was fairly forward coming into the race on Sunday, and it certainly showed there.
All right, Stewards reports out of the weekend. Well, I was going to say the smile was taken off Masami's Matsuoka's face a little bit, but probably wasn't. He got 4 days, 18th to 30th. Actually got 2 separate ones, but they run concurrently, one going out of the straight first time and then one down the straight second time. But Win Bright still won the race. All right, now we're looking ahead to Wednesday night's programme back at Happy Valley. And the scratchings, when race 2 next model is out, replaced by Target Finder. Matthew Chadwick will be in the saddle. And in the third event, Wind Pacific now gets a start. Alexi Bedell will ride him. This is meeting number 26 of the season. We're on the C course at the Valley for the 9 races. The features come up as races 3 and 5. Our first race is a Class 5. 1,000 metres is the trip, headed by Excel Delight, who's runner-up over course and distance behind Garrett of Garra last time out. Everstrong takes the class drop. 3-time winner. They've all been on the all weather at 1,200 metres. Flying Monkey into this class for the first time. La Bomba's got speed from barrier 11, as does Island Winner from barrier 3. Cheeky B drops from the, well, it's got 18, 14, now down to 1,000 metres. Exponents gets barrier 9, is a winner here, sorry, a place twice here at Happy Valley and down to Whistle Up. The visor and the crossover noseband come off. Has the inside gate though, and Ben So on board. Charity Dream is the horse that's been up at Chung Far and back within the last month. Has had a run since then though. This is the speed map for the first time.
Yeah, La Bomba, we know he's got plenty of early pace, so don't see any changes there from him out of gate 11. He'll get up and get rolling up. Got a little bit of a question mark about Whistle Up there in the trail because he can miss the kick, so he's drawn gate number 1. Whether he can use that to his advantage or not remains to be seen because he can be tardy. Island Wind will be handy. Flying Monkey Everstrong there on the 3 wide line. Exponent settling a wee way back from the draw of 9.
Here is Excel Delight. He's likely to start the favourite for the race. This will be his second start in Class 5. And he did run a really nice race behind Galton at Garrow, so expect a good run from him. Everstrong, another one is dropping into Class 5 as well, and his work was particularly good in this particular piece. Now, he does go well on the all-weather anyway, as the last 4 of his last 5 starts have been on it, but his track work was nice. And I thought Flying Monkey, he was going pretty well. I have seen an improvement in Flying Monkey, and he is a Class 4 winner as well, so twice a Class 4 winner. It's a nice piece from him.
Yeah, and his first time into this grade, so it's going to be a little bit easier for him, even with the big weight on his back. Let's start off with Excel Delight, La Bomba, Whistle Up and Bandy. This is last time out behind Garrett of Garrow.
I'm happy to leave the bottom 2 out, Whistle Up and Bandy. I talked about Whistle Up before missing the start, but certainly including Excel Delight. He's having his second run here in Class 5. This was his first run. Thought he stayed on OK behind Garrett of Garrow. You can see La Bomba trying to stay on there. Those last 2 runs, Paul, have certainly been improved efforts from him. It's the wide stall he's going to fire across here.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know your fate, I think, in the first 100-odd metres with him, but Excel Delight this is not a strong race. I think he can win this. All
right, Exponents. This is all-weather form, and this is where he's done his winning Exponents on the all-weather, but has placed a couple of times on the turf here at Happy Valley. Yeah,
he has, and look, he's had plenty of runs already this season. This will be his 6th run for the season, actually, or 7th, actually, for Exponents, so he's a super fit horse, but I thought he's been a little bit disappointing in this so far. The one I have put in there is Island Winner. He's looked like a bit of a morning glory. He works a lot better than what he does on race day, but we'll give him a chance here from his low draw.
All right, that's striking us to see bolting up there. Excel Delight is our favourite, Paul.
He's on top from Flying Monkey, who's now, his last one was of 54, and he's right down in the ratings now, so we'll give him a chance at 39. La Bomba and Island Winner, 1, 3, 4, 5. I think one can win the first.
I'm going to hang tough here with the Island Winner. I tipped him last time out. That was on the all weather. He was just so. But his prior run on the turf I thought was good, so I'll stick with him. 5 Island Winner to beat 1 Excel Delight. 9 Exponents has had a few chances, and I don't mind Flying Monkey dropping back in grade. So 5, 1, 9 and 3.
All right, 1 and 4 is my cue there in the Open. Excel Delight and La Bomba. That's the Class 5, the only one on the card.